Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am filming on New Year's Eve. This is what my life is now. I used to be out on New Year's Eve at my friend's house, having a New Year's Eve party and getting drunk and being loud and obnoxious and dancing. And I loved that, but that is not my life anymore. So I am now sat in my conservatory. It's not like late, it's only 7:30, but I have got a glass of Baileys. I'm even drinking it out of a wine glass just to feel a bit fancy. But anyway, let's get straight into the video. I hope everyone has a good new year. Obviously, by the time you see this video, it will literally be like probably the 3rd week of January. But, you know, I still hope you're having a good year so far. I've recently bought these. They're really cheap brushes just from eBay. I get lots of questions about what brushes I use, and I've had them for that long. I actually don't know where they're from anymore. So I thought, if I could find some that were just as cheap, that I like just as much, it would be easier because then I could actually recommend them to you. So I got these from eBay and they were literally about £5 for all of them. There's different lengths. We're going to be using that one today in this video. And then there's the long, like the really long one. There's a second one. And then a really short one. So there's 5 different lengths basically altogether. Obviously you use different lengths for different things or just what you feel comfortable with and stuff. But for this video I'm going to use this one, which is like not the shortest, but one of the shortest. I think it's the second shortest. And then other products I'm going to be using, I'm just sitting weird by the way and waving this hand around because it's wet with my peel off base coat. I'm waiting for it to dry. So I'm going to be using the Glamour Gel from Brillbird in number 8, and it's a beautiful like barely there pink. It looks very pink now, but once it's mixed up and in one layer on a nail, it's not that obviously pink. And then also I'm going to be using Unbreak My Heart gel from the Btartbox UK, and also Bare White, which is called Plastics. I'm going to be using Magpie's green gel paint, and I'm going to be doing a set with these Btartbox Xcoat tips. They haven't just sent these to me. You might have watched the video if you watch my videos often. I got these ages and ages ago. I just haven't actually used them yet, so I just was looking through what I've got in my collection, and these were perfect for the set that I want to create today. I'm going to be using this colour that's on top, but there is different colours within this set of tips. So we've got those, which are the ones I'm using today. They're like a lovely nude colour, and they're going to go perfectly. They're more like a pink nude, and they're going to go great with what I want to do today. And then we've got a nice pale peach. We've got a true, this is what I'd call like a true neutral, like proper nude. It won't focus for some reason. And then we've got a brown, a darker brown. So these would be perfect for doing the gradient nails, like having a different like lightest to darkest on each nail, but I'm not doing that today. I am just going to use those pinky nude ones. So I'm going to be applying them like properly, but just onto peel off base so I can take them off straight away, because I do have quite a few videos to film. So this is the colour. I'll show you properly what they look like. It's beautiful. And we're basically, I'm just doing this because I'm lazy and I want French, but I don't want to have to paint it, and these are perfect for that. They're so quick and easy to apply. I've already got Btartbox's lamp next to me, which is stuck on something, there we go, which looks like this. It's very handy. I've actually found this style of lamp like the absolute easiest to use for this type of nail. Sorry if you can hear the wind, by the way. It's really bad tonight. I'm glad I don't have to go outside, that is for sure. But if you press it once, it'll come on for 60 seconds. If you press it and hold it, it'll come on for 120. So I tend to put it on while I'm putting the tip on and then put my nail under, so I don't have to worry about putting pressure on the button and moving around what I've done by accident or anything. So that is everything I'm going to use. I'm using my gel bottle creator base as my peel off base coat that I've now fallen in love with. I love this product. It's really good. I do 2 coats of it when I'm doing extensions, but only one when I'm just working on my own nails. So yeah, I'm just going to wait for this to fully dry. It's nearly dry now anyway, because as you can see, it's kind of a bit like, it's not shiny anymore as much. So I'm just going to have a few sips of Baileys, get all my products onto my palette ready, and then we can get straight into it. I also need to get my gels out to apply those tips. So the gels that come with these tips, when you like order the bundle, you get a gel glue, and then you get an Xcoat Tips Builder Gel, which is number 1 on it, and then number 2 is the Xcoat Tips, top coat. So you put a layer of this on first, hence the number 1. That protects your French in any design that you do on top of it, and then your top coat goes over the top of the Builder Gel. So if any of your top coat does wear away on the tips or anything, you've got the coat of builder underneath to protect everything that's there that needs protecting, basically. Your gel glue is of course the glue that you will use to apply the tips. So let's get into that. So first things first, we need to size up the tips and make sure they fit sidewall to sidewall. That one is probably ever so slightly too small, so we'll go with this one for that nail. I'm just going to bend it slightly and twist it a little bit. And then the next one, oh, just head-butted my phone, apologies for making it wobble around. Next one is going to be this one. Just going to pull that off. I like to put them in order up here as if my hand was like that, so then I don't get mixed up when I'm putting them on. And then my ring finger tends to be about the same size as my index, so I'm probably going to need that one again. I don't know, actually I might be able to use that one, I think, but I am going to alter them slightly because my cuticle area is a little bit more rounded than these tips. These are quite square at the base, so I do need to just round them off a little bit to make sure they're the right fit, but that's fine. So you just want to make sure, it doesn't really matter too much to me because I am going to be taking them off straight away, which is very sad, but it's got to be done. But obviously if you are keeping them on, then you need to make sure they go completely sidewall to sidewall. You don't want them overlapping the skin and trapping gel on the skin, but you also don't want them to be too small so they don't fit properly, because they're not going to last properly, and they're also probably going to cause some damage to your nails as well if they're not the right size, because they'll pinch at them and it can be quite uncomfortable. So we've got all the tips ready. I am just going to quickly, like I said, alter them slightly just to get a better fit around that cuticle area. So if you just take a look at this one, for example, this one isn't too bad to be fair, but you can see a little gap at the bottom, and that's with me pushing it right up. I don't want to have to put that much pressure on, and that is because the shape isn't quite right. So I do need to just round them off a little bit. You want to make sure that anything you do to one side of them, you do to the other one as well, because you don't want it to be wonky, because that will be obvious when you put it on your nail. So I'm just going to very gently take a little bit off at a time and then keep checking. This one wasn't too bad, so it doesn't need that much doing to it, but as you can tell with this one, that is quite a difference. So I'm just going to do this off camera. Okay, so I've prepped my tips, they're all here. I've also filed off that little end bit as well, just because it's easier to do now instead of when they're on my nails. So, well, it isn't, but it is when I'm using peel off base coat is what I mean by that. So I have just altered them all slightly, as you can see, so they fit much better now. So we're just going to go ahead and apply them. I'm not very good at applying these, like the short ones. I find it much easier to do the, what's it called ones, the long ones, because you've got a bit more grip on them, but I'm going to go with it anyway. I'm going to try my best. So I'm just going to, like I said, pop my lamp on now. Make sure the gel is of course out of the way of it, and then I'm just going to place it at the cuticle area, put the pressure on, and then bring that to the lamp. I'm going to leave it there long enough for it to just set in place. I'm not really too bothered about getting like the perfect application, because I am, like I said, going to be taking them off straight away. But I do want it to be like decent. It's a bit wonky, but it's on, so that'll do me. So then we're going to go in with the next nail in the same way. I just like to apply this like this, just apply a bit first and then add a little bead at the bottom. Start that again because I don't know how long it's been on for. And then again, just placing it on. It's much easier to do on nails that don't have product on, by the way. Mine have a bit of builder gel on, so it does make this a bit harder because they're not completely smooth. But the builder gel is just there basically as protection for my natural nail when I'm peeling the peel off base coat off at the end and stuff. I don't want it to rip my nail by accident or anything, so I'll just use that as a protective layer. And we're going in with the next one. These are lovely. Turn that off again. And then press it back on, just in the middle nail now. And then place that under. There's so many different styles of lamps you can get for doing these sorts of tips, but I definitely find this Btartbox one the best type, and I'm not just saying that because it's a video using Btartbox products. Like, this video itself is not sponsored, they've not asked me to do it or anything, I'm just doing it because I wanted to use these tips. But I do really love this. I even use this with other brand of full-on tips. So when I use my nail order ones or the Magpie ones or anything like that, I always use this light. I do have the nail order light, but I do love this one. If I'm doing nails on other people, I prefer the nail order one that's like overhead. But if I'm doing nails on myself for videos, I find this one much easier. I actually don't know whether I would prefer this on other people as well. I just haven't used it on other people, so I'm not sure. But last but not least, we're going in now with my index nail, pressing down, and then once I've done this and cured this like 15-20 seconds in this lamp, I'll put my whole hand in the big lamp to make sure it's all completely cured, and then I might squeeze a couple of sips of my Baileys in as well. So I'm just going to quickly show you, there is some, I've got a bit of seepage down here, but there is some air bubbles at my cuticle area, and that is just because what I was saying earlier, I've got builder gel on that is actually a little bit grown out. I just love these. The apex of them is beautiful. Like, they're just so smooth and really nice looking. But anyway, the growth area at the bottom has not got any product on, so the growth area is like lower, and then the builder gel starts here, so that's why there's air bubbles down here, because I didn't put enough product on to fill that in, sort of thing. So I'm going to pop these in the lamp now, like in my big light, for a full cure, and then once I've done that, we can get on with the design. So I am just going to very gently go around the cuticle area with my cuticle bit, just to remove any areas of excess gel. There's not that much, to be fair. I usually make much more of a mess than this. I've finally learned that less is more. Like, you really don't need as much gel as I always think that I do to attach them. So I finally learnt my lesson. I'm just going to get rid of the excess under here as well, from those little nibs that are on the free edge that I got rid of at the beginning. Like so. And that is it. I'm just going to go around the side walls quickly with my file, just to make them nice and flush to my nail now that they're attached. The colour scheme of these tips in the box that I showed you for this one would have been perfect for autumn. I'm really gutted that I forgot I'd got them, because they would have been lovely. But never mind, there's always next autumn, I suppose. Okay, so once they're all filed, I'm just going to go downwards with them to make sure there's no excess sticky up bits. That's better. So this is what they're looking like so far. We're now just going to add some design. We're going to do something nice and simple, but still effective. We're going to go with like the Valentines, well, sort of the Valentine's theme. We're going to have a couple of hearts in there, but I don't want it to be too crazy, because it is still a little early for Valentine's Day. Because if you had your Valentine's nails on now and you got your nails done every 3 weeks, it'd be a bit early, wouldn't it? But then you don't have to have your nails done like when you see this video, so, you know, just inspo. But I'm going to do hearts and cherries. So that's what the green gel paint was for, was just for the little stems on the cherries. Got that everywhere already. I really do hate potted gel paints. I love them as a product, I just hate them as in like the mess of them. Drives me insane. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start off with, I'm also using that glitter on all of them, but just in different ways. So I have forgot that I need my other brush as well that I use for glitters. So this is the brush that I always use for glitter, just because once you use a brush for glitter, that's it, then it's usually pretty contaminated. So I'm going to be using it at the cuticle area on 2 nails, and then I'm going to go round the line of French with it on 2 nails. So the 2 nails that I'm going to do the cherries and what's it called on. Hearts are the ones that I'm going to do this at the cuticle area, so it's out of the way, but we've still got a bit of glitter in there to tie it in. So I'm going to do that on this nail and my ring finger. So I'm just going to place some of this glitter. Just notice I'm almost out of shot, sorry about that. I'm just going to place this glitter at the cuticle area of both those nails and then use my ombre blending brush to drag that down and just blend it out. I don't want it too far down. I don't want it to come like right up to the French, because obviously we're going to have some design up there anyway. I just want there to be enough on there to have some specks of glitter down that bottom end. But these are really nice gels because they're like flakes in jelly gel instead of actual glitter, if that makes sense. So they're really nice and really good for blending because of that. Let me just wipe my brush so it's easier to get the bristles all splayed out. So I'm just going to very gently tickle those flakes to get them down the nail a bit. Nothing too crazy, keeping them majority up there. Like so. And I'm going to do the same thing as that on the ring finger. So again, just picking up a little bit with my brush. It's better to pick up not enough to start with and then have a bit more added than it is to pick up too much and get it off. Because that is the negative side to these being flakes, is that once they're on, because they stick. So definitely put them exactly where you want them from the very start, because getting them anywhere else after that is basically impossible. Just doing the same as we did with that index finger now, just blending this down. I don't know why I keep ending up over to the left. Maybe I need to move my phone over. And then once I've done that, I am going to cure this, just keep it in place so I don't have to worry about smudging it or knocking it or anything while I'm doing something else. So that's those two. So once they're cured in place, and then I'm going to get, I actually forgot that I needed 2 liner brushes. I'm going to get the next size up liner brush in these silver ones that I bought. Will be the last one I open, won't it? That one will do. So I'm going to use this now to do the line around the French. I don't usually do this, to be honest, because it's one of a few things I really do hate when doing nails, is having to do this sort of thing. If anyone ever wants an outlined French, I'm always really moody about it. Not to them, obviously, but inward. Because I just hate doing it, which is why I need to do it, basically. So I'm just going to do a little bit at a time, because like I said, once you get this where you don't want it, you are stuck. It is staying there. So I'm just going to do a very small amount at a time. Just take my time with it and don't rush. Picking up a little bit more glitter every time, and making sure that it's not like really thick on the end of my brush, else we'll end up with big clumpy bits, and I don't want that. I want it to be quite thin. Okay, that actually went quite well. So I'm just gonna not say too much yet, because I've still got another nail to do, but I'll do this one sped up. So this is what they look like so far. Nice and simple. I don't want too much on these two because they are like the plain nails of the set, because the other two are going to have the majority of the design on. So I'm just going to flash cure those to keep those in place as well, because if I smudge that, I will probably have some sort of mental breakdown. So we're just going to give that a second, and then we're going to go in with the rest of the detail on the other nails. So I've got everything ready. I've got my brush and my dotting tool. So we're just going to first off add our red dots. So we're going to do hearts on the middle nail, I think. No, not middle, sorry. Hearts on the index, and then the cherries on the ring finger. So I'm just going to pop this on here. I'm going to do a heart here, I'm just doing 2 dots next to each other. And then I'm going to do 2 down here as well. And then on the ring finger, I'm going to do the same thing basically, but these are obviously going to be different. So we're going to do the dots in the other direction. So we're going to do 2 here on this one and 2 down here. So they're opposite to the other ones. And then I'm going to get my smaller, what's it called? What is it called? Brush. And then we're going to create our hearts on the index nail. So we're just going to join those dots up in the middle. I haven't got any excess product on my brush. I'm just using the product that is in those dots. I'm going to add a little bit more product to this side, because that dot was a little thinner. And then I'm going to do the same with these 2 down here. And then after this step we can cure, because of course those ones on my ring finger are going to be cherries, not hearts, so they can stay as they are. I don't know why I'm finding this one so difficult, but I cannot get my hand to stay still. It's probably the Baileys, it doesn't help, but never mind. So this is what they look like so far. Like I said, we're leaving those ring finger ones as they are, because they're going to be cherries instead. I don't know if to do one more on both. No, I'm not going to go overboard. We're leaving it as it is. So I'm going to cure those now. I'm not going to fully cure. I'm just going to flash cure, because I'm not going to be going over the top of either of those things. But I do want to make sure that I don't smudge them by accident, so they will stay still. And if I mess up anything after this, I can wipe it off without affecting those. So I'm just going to get my green now. And that is just going to be for my stems of the cherries. Not very green, is it? It's not very good. Maybe a little bit more on my brush. Using that same brush again. So far so good with the brushes, by the way. I really like the 2 that I've used. Very good considering how cheap they were. Okay, so that's those. Very cute. And then, last but not least, just for a little bit more detail, I'm going to use a smaller dotting tool. That wasn't smaller, that one's smaller, there we go. I'm going to use a smaller dotting tool with some white gel polish just to brighten them up a little bit, and we're going to just pop some white dots around. Not loads, just a few. Like so. I'm going to do that on both nails that I've got design on. It's really, really windy outside. I'm not sure if you can hear it in the background of the video, but it's really bad. I don't know what is going on. There must be a storm. In fact, what I'm going to do on the other ones that I didn't plan on doing, what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to go in with some black, not black, definitely not going in with black. I'm going to go in with some white and red dots, just randomly on the French area of those other nails. So I'm just doing my white ones to start with, leaving some space for red, cleaning off my dotting tool and going into the red. Maybe need a little bit bigger on the red, they are very small. I want the red to be like more overpowering than the white really, because that is the main like colour scheme for the set. I'm never very good at leaving something how I'd originally planned, always ends up having to have extra. But they look really cute actually, I don't hate it, that's good. I'm not going to do any red dots on these two because they've got the red nail art, so we'll just leave them as they are. I'm going to pop these in the lamp and then we can pop our I don't think I'm not gonna do the builder gel layer because it doesn't matter about them lasting ages, because like I said, I am gonna remove them. So we will just go in with top coat, but if you were gonna keep them on, make sure to do your builder gel layer. The Btartbox builder gel for the tips is what I mean, to protect your design. But I'm just gonna do top coat, so I'll do that in a sec when these are cured. Okay, got my top coat now. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that to all of the nails. Watch them all come together. Make that French nice and shiny. Wow, these tips are beautiful. And then I'll pop these in for a full cure and pop a bit of cuticle oil on, and then come back and show you what they look like. But I really love them. Obviously would be better if my nails were not multicoloured underneath them, so you couldn't see that, but you get the gist. They are very, very pretty. Perfect for Valentine's Day, I think, because I'm not really overly keen on like really girly Valentine's Day nails, if that makes any sense. I think these are the perfect medium. Here is how they look now. I'm just falling off my chair, 1 second. Now I've top coated and popped some cuticle oil on. I absolutely love how these turned out. I think they're really, really pretty. I'm quite happy about the dots actually. I've always said, like in every video that I add dots to, that dots really do just make a set, and I will stand by that till the day that I die, because I love some dots. Add them to anything. If you look at something and think that doesn't look finished, it probably needs some dots, that's all. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. These are, again, the tips that I used, and I do have a discount code. I will hopefully remember to pop it on screen throughout the video, but if I don't, it will be in my description box, because oh gosh, it's always in there anyway, so just check out that if you want a code for anywhere. But yeah, I will leave the clip in at the end of me removing them if they come off easy enough. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I absolutely love doing these, and I love how they've turned out. Very, very nice, easy, simple set, because of how like easy they make the French. Obviously you didn't have to do that step, which is perfect. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another one. Bye.